Interrupt Radio.
Welcome back to another episode of the Artist Hour, everybody. We have a special episode for you today. We have a, dare I say, legendary member of the music industry, Polo Perks. He is... I blanked for a second because there's too much to say about him. That's good. So welcome to the show. Welcome back to Texas. You were here a couple months ago, if I'm not mistaken, like almost a year ago. Yeah. So is this like your first second time here?
Nah, like this like fifth time here.
Oh, for real?
Like we got Frozen Part 1, then Frozen Part 1. We got the Glaive Tour.
Oh,
Frozen
yeah.
Part 2. And now this is the fourth time in like the matter of like a year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I saw you post on your story today, my second home.
Nah, for real. I'm like, it's kind of crazy how much I'm here. Like, it's just like, I'm not here as often, but when I'm here, it's like, I feel like I'm here for a pretty good amount of time.
So we're kind of talking a little bit off of it, like off air. Like, how different is it from where you're from as opposed to Austin?
Different as fuck. No, it's different. So right now I'm staying in the A, but even from the A, I don't know, like being in Atlanta, like you do got people that's like born and raised.
Yeah.
But a lot of people in Atlanta is not from Atlanta. Like me going to Atlanta made me see that. Like that was like one of the first things I seen. And I don't know, I feel like this is like the actual like place that you could like get a grasp of what the South is. Like everywhere else is like really more so like cultured, but this place still holds the American South. Like, you know what I mean? Like the way y'all have pride in y'all sports, y'all college, like
it's crazy.
Just everything. Like y'all hold the actual like American South.
And
it ain't racist. Like I used to always think Texas was racist as fuck. Like this was the city that made me see Texas ain't really racist for real. Like
it's very diverse, especially Austin.
Maybe the law.
I feel like we've
probably
the law still for sure.
I ain't run into them niggas yet, so you know I can't talk on them niggas, but
yeah.
I feel like it's one of those things we've come a long way. Like even like the last like 10 years, low key, like we've come a super long way. I would say like even 10 years ago, it wasn't as like friendly is not the right word, but like wasn't as like open with everybody, especially people from out of state, especially whenever people like from California first started coming in here. Like
don't California my
Texas. They were not welcome. Like people would make shirts like saying to get the fuck out.
Like what the fuck?
It was on some other shit. Like it took us a long time for
it derives from like everyone moving here and like jumping the like real estate prices up and shit. I think that's what it stems off of.
Okay.
It's just like a little chip on the shoulder for some people for sure. But like Atlanta, like I don't know, like whenever you talk about like fake cities and shit, like that place feels like a GTA server or some shit.
It definitely is
Florida
GTA. Like Florida is like, you're 100% right. There's dead cities out here that like, not saying like it's not real, not nothing, but it's like it's so real that it's unreal.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? It's like when you go to New York City, it's like damn, you gotta look up at all the buildings and shit like that. That is so real that it's unreal. Same thing when you go to California, you're looking at all the palm trees and you got all these big ass Malibu mansions and shit like that. It's so real that it's like unreal.
Yeah, my first time in LA tripped me the fuck out. Like I thought it was gonna be like a bigger Austin. I was so wrong.
Nah, first time in LA
terrifying.
was a geek trip for me, but it's like I'm glad I did that first LA trip. Like you know what I'm saying?
Everyone gotta have one.
Yeah, everyone has that.
Yeah,
we all have our first LA trip.
Yeah, literally.
Nah, 100%. Yeah.
I learned that is not the place for me to reside in. That's for sure.
Oh, for sure not. If you what, nigga, what, nigga, let me tell you something. If you're not from the West Coast, and like it's really like a thing, like it's a joke where it's like, if you're not from the West Coast, like don't go there trying to chase your dream. You're just gonna end up smoking meth.
Yeah,
like,
Skid Row,
smoking blues,
Vegas, nigga, anywhere, nigga. Like you're just gonna end up catching yourself. Yeah, like literally smoking blues and fucking meth. Like I don't even know. Like shit's just crazy.
Everything's way too expensive there for me. Everyone keeps saying
there's definitely life to prosper in the West. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they started the weed business itself. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They laid a whole platform out for all 50 fucking states. Like
for sure,
they're the most. If we really talking about innovative, like no matter what technology is going on, what buildings is being built, anything, like they really paved the whole new motherfucking road. Like, and even outside of that, just like nigga, they got legal prostitution. They got like it's like so many different things that like California like. kind of like jumped into and was like, we gonna make this efficient. You like, what?
They're
Like,
gonna fuck the whole game up.
like this shit gonna make everybody like lose their shit. Yeah, for sure.
That's funny as hell.
Hell yeah.
So I wanna talk about like the beginnings of your music career. Like what made you like wanted to start pursuing this?
I've been rapping like jokingly around and shit like that since like 12. But what made me start rapping was like being serious type shit. Like I was like at this like party in the Bronx, nigga, and we was just in like the hallway of the party. I'm not really like no dancing kid. Back then it was like Bronx wine and all that other nut shit. I ain't no dancing nigga. Like so fucking I'm in the hallway with the homies, we getting high.
Yeah.
I'm like 12 years old. Yes, that was a bad age to be smoking weed.
We all been there.
Being a badass kid.
Yep.
Fucking, and there was these older niggas in the hallway, and there was like rapper freestyle and shit. And they're like, yo, like I say freestyling, like we over there like jokingly and shit like that. So I start freestyling. So you rap? Nah, we gonna film you. Like we gonna film you. Like actually, you gotta spit, little nigga. Like and
Damn.
so that was like the introduction of music for me, and it was just like off of that, I just had a passion for it because getting like credit from them couple older heads in the hallway type shit like pushed me to actually take it serious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So around that age, were you already like listening to like a bunch of like variety different shit?
Bunch of different
like,
shit. Bunch of different
I remember
shit.
reading somewhere that you used to watch, oh my God, me and Christian were just talking about Fuse.
Yeah.
Daily.
Loaded.
That's
Fuse
crazy.
Loaded.
Like, I remember.
When I say, all right, so I'm from New York. Crazy, like, you know what I'm saying? Also New York, so New York, Sony, like whatever the fuck, however you want to put it, nigga, like. So my palette is really just like anything that's Rockefeller, anything that's like G-Unit, anything is like, you know what I'm saying? That's coming up. And moving, when we had moved out of the state, my pops was on the run. So we went to Connecticut to flee the state. That's like usually what New York niggas do. Like they either go to PA.
Canon event.
Yeah.
Canon event.
They either go to PA or fucking CT. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like, you move to Jersey after you make all your money. You want to get
Go to
love.
Patterson, end up in Patterson.
Like, yeah, when you, like that's after you done made all your money and shit, you want to get out the city, you move to Jersey. But CT and PA is like runaway states, like, you know. And we was in CT for a little bit. So I'm coming from somewhere where it's like, nigga, we really just watched the antenna TV. Like at this time in New York City, like cable really was not giving a fuck about. We could survive on Channel 5, Channel 9, Channel 11, Channel 2, and all them other shits. Those was just like white TV, like Grey's Anatomy and all that fucking
Random
other
bullshit.
nut shit, other nut shit.
Yeah.
I forgot the other shit that used to be on them shits. Fucking. But so like that's the shit we could survive off of. We don't need like TV culture for real at that time to like taking music. We got the streets, we got the mixtape niggas on the block.
Yeah.
They duplicating nigga shit, selling it, like, you know what I'm saying? And at the same time as that, like, you still kind of get the culture because these niggas is running around the city. All the rappers and shit you want to see, you kind of get to see niggas, like, if you're around in certain areas, like, you know what I'm saying? If your parents are around in certain areas, like, bring you around. So, like, it's not, like, as inaccessible as people, like, seem. You just had to be nice if you wanted to be a rapper or get any attention in that wave of music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Today, you could literally be rapping about anything.
You can go on Instagram and blow up the next day type
Literally,
shit. Yeah,
like,
completely different than back then.
So whenever you were like listening to shit that was like out of your element, was it typically like shit that you found on the internet, or was it through TV, like
the internet
and,
wasn't like
MTV and shit?
the internet wasn't even like a thing. So like, I used to get in trouble a lot, like OD. When I had moved to Connecticut, weird ass niggas wasn't really like, I don't know, it was just really weird. They was just all on weirdo shit. I would say white shit like 10 years ago, but I have to understand, like, it was just some weird shit. Like, I was the one that came into a whole different ecosystem. Yeah. A whole different type of life. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you mean.
So, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I definitely just call it some weirdo shit. But fucking moving out there, kids aren't even open about music, like, at an early age and shit like that. So it wasn't from the kids. It was really me getting in trouble. I used to, like, end up getting into fights like all the time with these weird ass kids, like,
Damn.
and I end up getting suspended. Obviously, like, obviously it's me, like, you know what I mean, whatever the fuck. So I end up getting suspended. So I end up being home for like 5 days, sometimes like 2 times out the month, 3 times out the month. And my mom, she got to work. You feel me? At this time, my pops had got bagged. Like, they ended up catching up. He got bagged. So I'm home by myself. Really, it's my grandmother. She home, but she just, like, you know, she reading her magazines, doing her word puzzles and shit. Mm-hmm. So I'm just in front of the TV all day long. Now, Fuse TV, MTV Hits, Fuse TV, MTV Hits, MTV Unplugged.
Hell yeah.
MTV Making of the Video. I don't know if y'all remember them phases of life.
Hell yeah.
Like, I be trying to tell niggas about MTV Making of the Video, and niggas be thinking I'm lying. Like, that wasn't really a thing. Like, I'm like, yo, bro, like, no, like, I seen this music video get made, nigga. Like, I seen it on TV.
Yeah.
I seen the full process. Like, nigga, like, they, like I be trying to tell people, like, we can do the same things, like, today's time to replicate some of these videos, and people think it's so impossible.
Hell no.
But
how'd they do it back then? You know what I mean? Like, we have more outlets now than
like,
ever.
Exactly.
Yeah, anybody out there that don't know about it, if you need any type of creative push, watch MTV Making of the Videos.
Shit's crazy.
You'll see a lot of iconic videos get made and see what it takes. But besides that, so those were my outlets, like, of, like, shit I would be watching while, like, I'm, like, suspended at the crib. And fucking Fuse started doing, like, Fuse loaded of certain bands and shit like that.
Yeah.
The first band I was already hip to was, like, Fall Out Boy, Red Hot Chili Peppers and shit. Because those was, like, Fall Out Boy was coming up, but they had signed to Def Jam Island. Def Jam, come on now, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Fall Out Boy was, like, one of the first ones. Red Hot Chili Peppers, because they was, like, an older band, and, like, a lot of hood niggas fuck with Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like, they looked at as street niggas, no bullshit.
For real?
Red Hot Chili Peppers,
I believe it,
early
honestly.
stage, before Ayo, Snow, and shit like that, is looked at as hood niggas. A lot of older hood niggas know Red Hot Chili Pepper songs.
Damn. Food for thought.
Have you seen the one with Alisana?
Nah.
Dude, that's a classic. They did the Thespian and Congratulations, I Hate You on Fuse.
Hell
And they're
yeah.
all wearing the same outfit, and, like, their shit's all synchronized and shit. Bro, that's like peak MySpace era screamo.
Bro,
Like,
I wanted to get into that.
Chef kiss.
So you're talking about the Fuse TV, MTV Unplugged, all that stuff. So I've been following you on Instagram, and I see that your music taste is so, like, varied. And like, you have, like, Armor for Sleep, and then Punk Goes Drill, like, all the samples and stuff like that. But I want to get into that later. But so, like, that's where you started listening to all these different types of bands and different types of genres, like, because you're a rapper, but you listen to so many other things, and people don't really do that. It's not, like, super common. And I just want to know, like you take inspiration from those different genres to make what you make.
I feel like those days, I spent enough time, like, being in front of the TV where I don't even listen. I don't genuinely listen to shit that's up to date. Like, everything that I listen to really got, like, a 10-year mark on it, because it's, like, that's, like, where, like, it kind of stopped really being, like, shit to take in. Like, even me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, with the music I make and stuff like that, obviously, like, you could say the same thing about me. Like, some of the stuff I rap about isn't really stuff you could take in. But if you sit down and you get to understand, you'll see why my music is what my music is. You'll see why it's put together how it's put together. And then you would honestly start to take it in. But, you know, whatever. Yeah. But, I don't know. Like, that type of music just stood out way more. Like, way more. We were just playing fucking guitar, like a version of Guitar Hero today and shit like that. And it's just like, just even like,
oh yeah, Clone Hero. I saw that. I saw it in your live.
Being like, just being in that position, like being this, like, you know, being in this bodily function again, it was just like so much fun. Like, it's just like, you don't really get to, I don't know, like, feel like that again. And one thing that's like really important that, like, my team, specifically my manager, was like pointing out in like the early days of like Punko's Drill blowing up and shit was like that same feeling of the music is what influenced me to do Punko's Drill.
Yeah.
So that's me inflicting
all the
same
stuff that
feelings,
you
the same stuff, the same way they made me feel to make my audience feel. And it's like
I see that.
You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
And it's like
I remember the first time I listened to that shit all the way through, and I heard Snow Patrol for the first time. I was it was literally my first time in fucking LA. It was literally like 6 a.m. I'd been up all fucking night. And I was just sitting on the patio, literally no shirt on. I was just smoking. I was fucking fried, and I was like, dude, this is the sample. Cause the fucking sample, dude. Like it's like on some Lil B, like I'm God claims casino, like that chemistry, like, bro. It's
genuine jokes,
dude. It's just
genuine jokes.
It's crazy. Did you expect it to get the reception it did?
I was just me and Baxter was talking about it today. Like that tape was, bro. Like, oh my God. Like I could tell you every song that was made. I walked out the booth like I fucking hate this shit. I fucking hate this shit. I fucking hate this shit. Like, and it wasn't a thing because it was at first it was like a joke.
Yeah.
It was like a joke. Like, you know what I'm saying? I already have like my own type of sound at the time. Like I'm like getting into like experimental, but kind of like flipping rock hooks onto like beats. It wasn't really with the samples at first.
Yeah.
Like I got this one song called Taste of Ink. It's the chorus flip of the Taste of Ink by the Used.
Oh,
and
shit.
It was like a thing where it's like that kind of introduced like where I was going, and then it was like the flip of the My Chemical Romance cover.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was like that tape was kind of like the first like introduction of like I'm not just a rapper. I'm a full-on artist. I can take in all types of music. It's not just one type of music. And then I also realized that I had an audience full of people that love the same shit.
Yeah.
Like so it's like, all right, bet. When Punko's Drill was made, it was made in the height of COVID, being stuck in the crib, bumping your fucking head against the wall, just running into walls, not doing nothing.
Yeah, losing your damn mind.
So it was just eventually just like one day, some like us just being bored. Like it was just being bored, and it was like a idea like, yo, how would it sound like if niggas flipped this song into this? And it was like, you know what I'm saying, at the time I'm working with producers.
Yeah.
So it was able for me to think that and then actually see how it sound. And then from that happening to, since this one sound good, next person like, I wonder how this might sound. You know what I'm saying? Not every sound got picked, not everything got picked. Like, a lot of things ended up like, a lot of songs ended up going, or a lot of beats ended up going to like a lot of different other people in that sound wave. But the ones specifically on that tape were the ones that was like,
you felt it.
It like encapsulates like an insane period.
It really,
because like the first time I listened to that shit cover to cover, like I'm saying, it was my first time in LA.
It covers from every moment, from like the people like us, from when we sat in front of the TV to when that time was gone.
Hell yeah.
Like, and I feel like the thing about that tape that's so crazy is that like it could have just been like straightforward, just like punkish, like punk alternative, or not even punk alternative. It could have just been like fucking like Cobra Starship and like that type of stuff, or like stuff like Never Shout Never or some nut shit, like, you know what I mean? But it's like,
that's what trips me out, is because like it like bounces between that like whole like shit we fucked with when we were younger and like being an adult, because like on Snow Patrol you're literally talking about like punching shit. Like I'm not I'm trying to think of a clean way to say it.
100%.
But like, and then you're also in the same album sampling I Set My Friends on Fire.
Yeah.
But like on some me shit, like I relate to that because that's the kind of shit I was getting into during the time. So it's just like
that's the first song I heard. Not the team movie.
You brought up MySpace, and it was like so funny because that was one of the samples I didn't pick. That was one of the samples. I think that's probably, there's 2 samples on there I didn't pick. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was that one and Something That Matters. Those 2 samples I didn't pick. Like, that was like, I entered a live. It's like 10 in the morning. I enter a live. And I just hear, Polo in here? Watch this. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I said, whoa. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, nah. I just joined the live. Like, I swear to God, if you don't send me this beat, I'm a off you, my nigga. I'm a fucking off you. Like, literally, I'm a off you, my nigga. Like,
that's
so.
Tommy was just saying, like, I'm gonna have this beat done in 2 minutes. Literally 2 minutes later, I had the beat.
So peddling
That's
back just a little
fuck.
bit, I wanted to ask you about this. Like, it kind of ropes into like the whole like not starting over per se, but whenever you got your first account, was it deleted or banned? Like your first like account.
My first Instagram account?
No, because I was reading online that I think it was your SoundCloud.
My first Instagram account, my first SoundCloud account, everything had got deleted. And I wasn't, this was 2016. I wasn't shit. I had like a couple songs. And it's crazy because there's people that know those couple songs. I just did tour with Glaive, and there was a kid in the front row, and he said, play Stussy Bucket. And I was like, that's from the first SoundCloud. What the fuck, bro? Like, I was just like, this is impossible. And then like he said another one, play trendy shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, and it was like, afterwards we chopped it up and shit, because like, I know you're early supporter, but fucking, yeah, my accounts got taken down. I wasn't even gonna like even care about music anymore. I literally was about to just fly out to LA and start selling weed.
Damn.
No bullshit.
So like, was that like, were you seeing that as like the end? Like you were just over it? Like
yeah,
like,
I was definitely way the fuck over it. I was way the fuck over it.
That would definitely like crush my spirits a little bit too, though. You know what I mean?
But it wasn't even like a thing where it's like I was over making music. I was just like really like trying to just not put the same energy again, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So whenever you did decide to start making music again, did you see it as like a fresh slate, or did you kind of pick up from where you left?
Fresh slate.
Cause like
fresh slate.
I noticed like whenever I found you like early 2020, mid 2020, and I noticed that like whenever like, cause you have a lot of re-uploads, like a lot of like I noticed a lot of your fans will like re-upload a lot of your shit. I noticed that like there's some shit that I wouldn't even expect to be you.
Yeah.
So like, whenever you decided to start making music again, was it one of those things like you went into it with like I'm just doing this for me, or were you trying to link up with other people who had the same vision?
I've never really been an artist to like want to link up with people. The people I've reached out to link up to, or stuff like that, that's because I really
Oh shit! Was that a fucking wasp?
horny. What the fuck?
Oh shit! We got that. Bro, you killed the fuck out of him. That was insane. Holy shit! There was one.
Yeah, I just killed his ass.
He's still alive too. Bro, you swatted the fuck.
Nah, Baxter.
Bro, we just alley-ooped that shit.
Where's Baxter? Baxter, tell you, I've been literally slapping these shits all day. Like I'm.
Oh my.
You gonna pass me a napkin?
Did he follow you here or what?
I don't even. I just is something. Did that just fly here?
Huh? I got it. That's funny spot. I'm keeping that shit in too. That was crazy.
Bro, just alley-ooped that shit.
Bro said, "Pow!" That shit was insane.
When would you say that you started like picking up like the traction again to like start taking it like super seriously?
Shout out Nico. Shout out Bill. Shout out Kobe. Shout out Caleb. Yeah. Shout out everybody that was at 31 Burke Street that day.
Shout out.
It just, like I said, it was my friends. It wasn't like I was already confined with, like, you know, I got a little bit of attention off my music, so it's like whatever the fuck. And then it was just like my homies and them was like, nah. Cause at the time, like, I'm like sleeping on their couch and shit. So they're like, nah, like, you're gonna actually push. Like that. I know, I understand, like, what happened was a fucking weird situation, but it's all good, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, we here, like, we got you through this. And everybody pushed me through that shit. And
It's paying off now, shit.
yeah, hell yeah. Then that was just like the beginning. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was like 20, like I said, like 2015. That was like 2015. I took that first fall. That was like in the beginning, and like everybody just like, nah, you gotta get up. Like, and from like 2015 to 16, it was just like me doing it off friends, motivation.
Yeah.
And then after like 16, it started clicking.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right, bet this ain't just like a hometown thing. Like I had a song that was like really catching traction.
What song was
and
that?
It's a song called Trendy Shit. I kind of like blocked it off the internet.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Damn.
But fucking, it caught traction. Like this is like 2016, early times, and SoundCloud and shit like that. This song is like catching like 4,000 streams a day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Doing good.
Back
like,
then, that hit
Back then
different.
is insane. Yeah.
That hit different.
That's insane. I went 100K stream, 100K plays in like, I want to say like 3 weeks to a month.
Yeah, see, back then.
On this song that I didn't want to drop.
Damn.
Everybody told me to drop it.
Brother.
I'm calling everybody to get someone to say not to drop the fucking song. Like, everybody's like, drop it. I'm like, I ain't really fucking with it. And then, like, I dropped it, and that shit was, like, the one that was like, okay, I'm back. I'm back. Fuck
Hell
it.
yeah.
Like,
What was the landscape like was it on SoundCloud, I'm guessing, that
yeah,
you're dropping?
SoundCloud.
So the landscape was completely different
Way
back
different.
then.
The hottest niggas at this time is Chris Travis, Xavier Wolf,
Yeah.
and Bones.
I was gonna say, like, who were like
Some of Raider Clan, ASAP, Rocky, and them niggas is popping too, but they on the
Cardi.
mainstream level. Nah, like
That was like
Cardi,
Cash Cardi.
yeah,
Like,
Cardi wasn't even like a
Maxo,
Cardi
Gash.
wasn't up like.
he was an awful
It's
record
actually
still.
so crazy because I did a show that year. Me, Maxo, bro, this lineup is like so like you could never get this lineup to happen again. Me, Maxo. It was me and another artist named Blunt Master Dave. He was like this like other like upcoming artist. We were like the openers. And
Was it in LA?
No, it was in New York at Webster Hall, the basement.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
The basement.
Oh shit.
And it was Maxo the headliner, Joey Fats the headliner, Ashton
damn.
Matthews. Ashton Matthews.
Shout out Ashton Matthews.
The headliner.
That's
like
crazy.
Ashton Matthews the headliner and ASAP Nas was the headliner. And Cardi was in the crowd.
Whoa.
He came backstage afterwards and like showed love to Nas and everybody else that was there and shit like that. And I had no recollection of who this guy was. But
That's crazy.
then like a couple weeks later, you see this song like blowing up on SoundCloud called Broke Boy.
Yeah, that's wild.
This is the kid. What the fuck?
That's so crazy.
Ashton Matthews, Maxo, Cardi, and Amber London, they did a little Texas run.
Okay.
In the Austin venue, Caked Out, and they ended up having it at my homeboy Damian's house. And dope. What'd you say? He lives in like, fuck, I don't want to dox him. He lives in. And he literally had like a ramp. I'll send you some footage to put in it. He had like this like little ramp type beat, and they literally performed on that. And like this is like on some shit like you were saying, like it could never happen again. It was Ashton
Never
Matthews,
happen
Amber London from Raider Clan.
All of those lineups will never happen again.
Bro, those
Any
2016
lineup
shows
that
were
was like
crazy.
2014, 2015, 2016, never happen again.
Ever.
Bro, that shit
So
was
all
insane.
you niggas trying to relive that moment, leave it in the fucking past.
It's done.
It's over, nigga.
You had to be there. That's it.
Hang
It'll
it up.
never be 2016.
Bro, people be saying that I wish it was 2016 so
No.
bad.
Papa's in. Feel it again. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like,
Get the fuck over
like
it.
get over it, nigga. Like,
It was cool, but like so much shit has happened since then. Like
come on.
like life is way
That's
cooler
like
than
our
that.
time in London, it was like, oh, 2016, you had to be there. That's like their Woodstock.
No, no,
gang.
bad.
That's like their Woodstock. You had
Nah,
to be
dead
there.
ass. That's crazy as fuck. I've never heard it compared to that before. But that
For real,
makes
like-
sense. That's crazy as fuck.
But nah, shout out Damien though.
Yeah,
Holding
shout
it
out.
down.
That's crazy.
But
as
yeah, that
fuck.
shit was like a house party. That shit was crazy. Cardi was off the mid and Henny and threw up in Damien's fucking front
fuck.
yard.
That's actually hilarious.
That's funny as fuck.
But back to that whole era though, was there like a specific like group of people that you were fucking with during that time, or were you just kind of doing your own
Awful.
thing?
Hell yeah.
Heavy.
Awful. I wouldn't have even got, like, obviously you had the internet. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, the hottest niggas at this time is Xavier Wolf, Chris Travis, and Bones.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously I'm a big ass like Team Sesh head,
Hell yeah.
Sad Boys head, and then like off of Sad Boys is how I found out about like Goth Money.
Real.
So like that's like all I really like know for real. I'm thinking like this is like what comes next after like mainstream ASAP is like all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And then like I found out about this like group of people from Atlanta called Awful Music Group. And I just thought it was so funny that they were called Awful Music Group. Like that honestly is what made me like become a fan. Like
They're so
you never
fresh,
heard of
bro.
Awful Music Group, like you know what I'm saying?
That was a different era. That era of Atlanta was different.
So fresh with it, bro.
Like early Metro era, like whenever McConan was still living there,
Yeah.
like
That shit was wild.
that was a different era for real. Whenever Slow Cry still lived there, man.
That's
Hey,
from
that's
a
a-
fan perspective. Like from a
Yeah,
fan
yeah.
perspective. I don't know. We don't know how it was actually being in the business like at that time. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we were just like fans and getting to like know like different types of music
Nah,
besides
the business was
mainstream
horrible
radio.
at the time.
Yeah, like you know what I'm
Whenever
saying? Like,
Awful did Rolling Loud, what was it, 2015, and the venue flooded because of a hurricane, and they performed out the
Bruh.
U-Haul.
Yo,
Like that's literally
yeah.
a prime example of what the fuck the business was like back then.
Yeah, bro.
That-
There wasn't a business.
yeah, like
That same company that put that Maxo tour I was just talking about on, the reason that the venue kicked out is because they had no bread.
bro,
Like, it
I
was
feel
just like-
we seen a wave of janky promoters in this shit. Like
Oh, yeah.
I feel like so many people got discouraged in being artists due to a janky promoter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
Oh,
sucks,
yeah.
dude.
Due to a janky promoter.
Like paying to open and shit like that. Like,
Bro, what? When y'all niggas had that, it was like these little weird festivals back in our time. But
No,
I'm
for
pretty
real.
sure y'all know about South by South Flex.
bro,
I'm pretty sure y'all know, like,
I've been doing South by since I was like 13, 14, bro. Every
I'm pretty
year,
sure y'all remember South by South Flex.
I
where
don't.
it was
I
a
don't think I do.
Separate
bro. I do. It was
South
for the
by
underground.
Southwest event.
Oh,
it was for
okay.
the
That was
underground.
thrown in venues in places near South by Southwest.
Oh, the house
But-
show.
But it was just like
It was the same people, but it wasn't part of that. But it was
Okay,
same
got you.
people though. Same
like
people,
that was like my introduction to like Austin, Texas.
That's where I found out like
That-
Ski Mask and Craig's In.
Dude,
All
that-
that
That's like
motherfuckers.
that
literally
was-
like yeah.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
crazy.
Y'all want to talk about going back? Like Austin during that
2016.
time, like. So it was like a treat for all that shit to happen because it only happened like once a year. Like they say South by doesn't hit the same. It's because y'all don't let go of the past.
They literally, literally.
Like South by this year was a really fun year.
That shit was
and
lit.
motherfuckers like, oh, it don't hit the same. But it's because they want an ugly god to come back or some shit like that. I'm like, dude, you got to find the next ugly god and like embrace that shit.
Yeah.
Like, cause that's how you find new shit, and like people get stuck in their ways, and they're just like comfortable with the past, and this is not like that no more. But South by South Flex, man, that shit hit different.
That was it.
That
Yeah.
that shit hit different.
That shit was
Janky
crazy.
ass shit, but it definitely did hit different. Like
Oh, it was ratchet as hell, but I mean that's where everyone could go say they went to South by for like
Yeah.
$10.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, cause I was like, what the fuck what do I look like paying like $200 for a show at a big ass stadium? Like, what the fuck? Like, that is not like that doesn't sound fun to me.
Yeah, but yeah, that like wave of janky promoters and shit was like that was also a fun.
You perform there?
Nah,
Oh,
that was also a fun part of like coming up in the music industry.
I look back on that era, especially like on the promotion, like business side. It's just like I don't know how all that shit slipped through the cracks. Like there was a venue here in Austin.
What do you mean?
I'm not gonna name drop, but they literally like used to. It was like a front, and their front was doing dubstep and rap shows at. I was
yeah.
and
I'm good. I'll bleep it.
they got fucking raided. Like right before COVID hit, they got raided, and the dude who owns that place I think he's doing like 10 years right now for the PPP shit.
What the fuck, brody?
They turned into a hookah bar,
Yeah, now it's a hookah bar.
and that got closed down too.
That space is bad luck.
Yeah, that shit's crazy as
Honestly.
fuck. So you've had you performed here about like 3 or 4 times. Then I would
Yeah.
assume. Is there a best time that you've performed anywhere and a worst time?
In
Like
Austin?
no, in general. Like, do you have any other shows that were like good or bad? Like, do you have like a good one, like the best one and the worst
That
one?
like stands out. Is that what you're
Yeah.
asking?
Well, I'm asking for the best and the worst, but if you don't want to get into the worst, we can do the one that
I'll
stands
do
out.
the worst one first. Worst show I've ever done that was a mind fuck was LA tour stop on Glaves tour.
Oh damn!
Cause I'm nigga, what I do my own event in LA, like, and I'm packing it out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got fans in LA, but now I'm with Glaive.
Yeah.
This is an artist, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is an artist, like.
Yeah.
Only one person bought a ticket in that building for me, and I knew because he was the only one jumping for me. Like,
oh, wow.
So, like, it was 1,200 people in that
stiff
room.
Crowd.
Yeah.
And I kid you not. Anyone who came for me, I would be able to point them out directly. Like, no bullshit. That shit was like, they whooped my ass. Like, and then I didn't get booed or nothing. It wasn't like none of that.
Yeah.
But it was just like people that came for a way different sound of music. And
yeah, the
like,
difference is crazy. I also wanted to touch on that. Like, what was the like story?
It was only
behind
LA.
that?
It was only LA was the worst stop.
Okay.
Only LA was the bad stop. And like I didn't even see that coming. Besides that tour was fucking amazing.
How did that even come about?
Me and Glaive have been aware of each other for a hot minute, but he's been like a listener and a huge supporter. Like when I say like somebody that like if I'd like drop a snippet at random, like he's one of like my homies that like who's probably the most busiest, but always shows love. Always shows love. Him, Midwest, like I could literally like it's like certain specific ones, and like they were the kids that like kind of like grew up bumping me.
Yeah, no,
and
for real,
like,
yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah, and it's like even more crazy because it's like I looked at them kids like, damn, like
You're
you doing
hard.
good, like y'all young boy, you doing good, like you know what I'm saying. So even like with the whole even Dorian, like you know what I'm saying, like everybody who's like younger than me, who's like now getting to get to that age where I once was at in my career. Where it's like it's bubbling and like everything's going good, you got a lot of attention, everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of fun to see how they handle it.
It's crazy too, that you say that because we're close in age, and I was seeing like the whole hyperpop scene like starting to blow up and come on the rise during COVID because they didn't really have school like that, so all they could focus on was music. And that's how they fucking blew the fuck up. And all of them, like Glaive, Midwest, like Chach, like Quinn, Dorian, all of them, like they fucking made a name for themselves. Yeah. That's insane. Like I couldn't even like fathom, like think like how they thought during like COVID, like being in school and shit like that. Because I've been graduating.
I'm like when I found like, cause it's like crazy, like you know, like you got your occasional like before that wave of kids, it's very very fucking funny. Before that wave of kids, your occasional young rappers was like Lil Mosey or Lil Mosey, like Lil Mouse or Lil Mosey, like you know what I mean, like that was like the rappers we were getting. Yeah. And then like you had to be locked in a crib 24/7, and like you got this whole new wave of kids that know how to engineer, mix, produce.
They started out as fans too.
Every single fucking thing. Like these kids are so advanced. Like it's
dialed in.
It's crazy, but yeah, like when he reached out, it was like kind of even more like funny because it was like we were setting up a tour of my own, and it was like he reached out and I was like, do I want to like cancel my own tour to go open on the tour? And I was like, you know what? I actually kind of do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
you could do your own anytime.
I could have went and did my own tour at that time, but it was like the tour experience wouldn't have been as fun being the headliner as the opener your first time.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I'd rather take the road of where I'm the opener the first time instead of being the headliner, because I get to see how everything really works. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm sure it was like
there was
super
days that we could have literally just sat there and watched anybody set up, like literally seen how sound went, seen how anything went, like learned how it all went. Like his team is like super duper amazing. Like, so
damn,
it was like really like, it was like a full-on open learning experience, and we drove across the country.
Yeah, and I'm sure there was venues that you played that you never thought you would.
Never. House of Blues.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, bro.
Webster Hall, main stage.
He packed them bitches out too.
Yeah,
every single day. That's crazy as hell, bro.
The Will Turn we was in San Francisco. No, was it the Will Turn? I think it was the Will Turn. That shit was huge. Like, it was so many venues. I was just like, What the?
That's like a staple. Like whenever like Sesh Hollow Water was coming up, when they sold out House of Blues, I was like, they fucking made it.
That's what I compared it to, and no one understood what I was.
They
coming
fucking
from. I was
made
like,
it.
You're
bro.
feeling
You
like,
don't understand. House of Blues, man. When I looked at the bill and seen House of Blues, I said, "What, nigga?"
Yeah, that's.
I said, "Bro, y'all
crazy.
don't understand. The first time I seen underground niggas flex stacks was when these 3 niggas they sold out shows at House of Blues.
Yeah, bro.
That was the first time I seen like underground rappers put stacks on their laps, like really had.
We
bread,
done did
like,
it. Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like they like really that broke the internet for me. It didn't really have like anybody else. I don't know how it took to process it, but it was like rap just sold out the House of Blues.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. It doesn't really happen at all until they did it, and then Suicide Boys did it, and then
Well,
fucking.
they opened that show with Black
Suicide
Smurf.
Boy-
With
oh,
Black,
for real?
With Black Smurf.
Oh damn, I didn't even know that. That's crazy as fuck.
Like
That's wild. I feel like that's an artist's dream is to
Yeah.
is to sell out a venue that fucking big, and the fact that you're even a part of it is like is an accomplishment
Well,
in that.
Also,
Like, you know what I
those
mean?
venues like they're not that accommodating to rap. Like the House
Nah,
of Blues
most
is literally
definitely
owned
not.
by Disney. Like they're,
Right.
like they're not fucking with.
bro, I
Especially
already
underground
know.
rap.
I already know. But it was like it's like he got it. It's like I don't know, bro. Bro got a whole different type of swag with him. Like whole different type of swag with him. I don't know how like everybody views him, but like knowing him, bro got a whole different type of swag with him, bro. Like
Yeah.
he's really him, and it's not even the fact that he's really him. It's more so the simple fact is, it was like weird to see fan base travel state to state to state.
To see him.
And it's like these fans kind of got like little like group chats and shit that they're all talking like. So like when I did good at this stop, they're like, who's ever gonna be at the next stop? Da, da, da. Make sure you're there for Polo Perk's set. Like,
Damn,
and like
that's hard.
as like the tour's going on, my sets is starting to be jam packed. Like,
Yeah.
like parents and everybody's like all coming up to me like all hyped to see me and shit like that. Like because like the word of his fan base travels so crazy.
Yeah.
Like I was seeing people for 5 stops consistently. 10
Damn.
like literally
The same
like,
people.
Same
That's
people.
crazy as fuck.
Same people. And it was like literally like they have this little community they talk in and like they let each other know how the shows are going if somebody missed the show, and it's like just this whole world like how we had like what was like the first like internet like not really like Club Penguin and shit like that, but like what was like the first one we had
like a multi like
Habbo Hotel type shit.
Habbo Hotel's crazy.
or like
Guy online shit.
Guy online.
RuneScape. I don't know.
RuneScape was another one. Yeah, RuneScape was another one where like you could possibly meet someone from like in the country that's also a fan of this shit due to the
That was
internet.
Xbox for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Xbox, yeah. No bullshit.
Hell
There's
yeah.
a couple of people I knew from like back in the day, like video games. I didn't even have video games, like playing video games at the homie crib.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just like, yo, anybody from this town, anybody from this state in here? Like, and then you eventually run into somebody, you're like, what the fuck?
Them
Like,
GTA servers too. That's crazy. I wanted to backtrack real quick when we talk about Sesh Hollow Water Boys selling out the House of Blues, and they've done everything like 10 times over. Like they're at the top of like what the underground could go to now, and they still show love like to like the people who are coming up. Like I see Bones like in all these like underground like rappers comments and shit like
Bro, he's
showing
fucking with
support.
Youngster Jack. That
shit was
was
crazy.
a crazy cosign.
That shit is nuts. But I wanted to because there's some artists that don't like they don't give a fuck about the new generation coming up because like, oh, I'm already up here, like I don't really give a fuck. And I can see that you show love to like other artists and rappers and stuff like that as well. So who are some of the artists that are on your radar that you show love to that maybe like not necessarily under you but like
such a huge list. Such a huge list. Top of the list, Kaylee Rude. Shout out Kaylee Rude.
damn, I don't even know that.
Outside of Kaylee Rude, I'm working with. I just recorded a track with this artist from New York named I Cherish You Ale.
Okay.
He like the young boy from Uptown.
Okay.
I fuck with him heavy. He carries like that's like as Bronx as a kid. Like you know what I mean. Like he's really cool. Dorian obviously.
Yeah.
Quinn.
Oh, y'all got a show soon
fucking-
too.
Yeah, Dorian, Quinn. Lee is really one of my favorite fucking artists. Like Lee is definitely one of my favorite fucking artists. Those are people that's like around me or like I chop it up with and have vicinity to. Like people I don't haven't sent it to or anything like that, or like people that like I haven't conversed really with about like, yo, like your shit is hard and shit like that. Like people that don't know I'm watching them. Yeah. It's this person called user 6661976 on some shit like that on Spotify. Really good page to go check out underground artist music because anybody posts on that page. All right. It's a random server. It's like the first Spotify server for real. Like, oh damn. Where it's just like you can just go there. Anybody's posting music on that Spotify page. It's like the only page that's moving like SoundCloud. It's very weird, but they got heat. User, fuck you mate. He's this kid from like Sweden.
Damn, I don't know any of these people. Mate. That's crazy. You're putting me on.
John Glacier. I'm a huge vegan fan. I know vegan though, but vegan is like really, really huge. I'm a huge vegan fan. Somebody else that doesn't know.
Damn, I don't know any of these people. That's crazy.
Hold on. Let me think.
This is all through SoundCloud?
Spook. It's a female artist named Spook. Mm-hmm. She is cold.
Oh, for real?
Spook is cold as fuck. I love you, Marcus. No, love Marcus. Love Marcus.
Damn. Y'all gotta look at all these
very, very underground. Probably like 3,000 month listeners. Probably less. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like listening to people who don't have more than 5K listeners. That's like really like what I do like on a daily basis. It's really not more so like rap, but it's more so like all around music. Like this one band I found like a minute ago, but like they're going good now. It's I want to say Gloom East. Gloom East. It's a boy. It's a my bad. It's a I don't want to like know like the gender or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to like out.
Yeah, you're good.
But it's a duo, and fucking they are really amazing.
Shit, I'm gonna have to fucking check these out.
Like I love duo bands since like Matt and Kim and shit like that.
Shit.
Like, I always think duo bands is like the best, and we haven't got a really good duo band in a little hot minute. Mm-hmm. Like this is a great duo band. Like no bullshit.
So do you find that all these artists through like SoundCloud or like Spotify and Spotify? What do you think about like, so we grew up listening to SoundCloud shit, but like me personally, like it sucks to
not
see
really. We kind of I can tell we all grew up on MySpace top 5.
Oh yeah, of course. So, yeah,
that's really where we came from.
MySpace top 5, and then like that was like what 2010, 2009, and then fucking we had Dat Piff. We had Spinrilla.
Yeah, Spinrilla.
We had fucking
mixtapes.
Then SoundCloud came about like what 2011. And it's like breaks my heart sometimes just to see it. Like it's kind of like a dead platform. Like people still upload on it and like people still get love on it, but as it's just not, hate to say that it's not like, I don't want to say the 2016 shit again, but it's not like not everyone's on there anymore. Like everyone migrated to Spotify, and I feel like it's kind of harder to like make a name for yourself on Spotify as it used to be on SoundCloud.
I disagree.
Really?
I disagree. The fact that I get to be on the same platform as platinum selling artists.
True. I didn't even fucking
and
think
get the same advantage that all of your listeners are on this platform too. So I get to no. Spotify is way better to put yourself up on. The
UI is easier too to like navigate through.
Yeah, way easier. But like, bro, I'm telling you, like, I'm somebody that I like want a lot out of this music shit. Mm-hmm. So like, when I finally was able to, because I come from an age where the series of actually getting on Apple Music not happening. Like, you know what I mean? And then it was like actually able to happen, but it still wasn't able to happen.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Repost Network and
like,
shit.
And then like, when Repost Network actually came about, that's what got me onto Apple Music.
Man, fuck Repost Network.
They finally were the people that like let me on to. But that's because I had that song Trendy Shit already, and it was already doing amazing.
Yeah.
So I got put on.
Sure, we got
put on. And then after that, it was just like, all right, whatever, fuck it, cool. But nah, being on Spotify is so much better than being on SoundCloud. We got hoed on SoundCloud. We got
for sure
hoed on SoundCloud. Not saying SoundCloud's a bad platform, but we did get hold on SoundCloud.
Yeah, dude. And back then, at the time, like people who were just making instrumentals were blowing the fuck up.
Yes.
Like not even like
That
no lyrics.
was the best part about SoundCloud.
Yeah. Anyone could make it on there at that time.
That was the best part about SoundCloud, is that it wasn't strictly about rapping or pop, rock, anything. You could be a literal random basement DJ in the middle of Kansas or some random ass state and blow up.
Yep. I know people from all like I was making music and beats and all that shit back then, and I've met people from like Rhode Island, fucking Kansas, like you said, some fucking.
And back then, DJs had the waviest names too.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was this one DJ I had found on actually I found him on on SoundCloud, and then he ended up being on one of Bones' early tapes. But he's like DJ Wi-Fi or like DJ AOL or some shit like that.
Oh,
and his tags were only like you got mail, like literally like.
God damn, what's the fucking name?
The Bone song is rolling, bitch, I'm rolling.
Yeah.
Rolling.
Crazy.
You sure it's not off of Dead Boy?
It's probably Dead Boy or like paid program. No, not paid programming. Not paid programming.
Program. Nah, I'm about to find the shit right now.
I think it might be Teen Witch.
Probably Teen Witch.
Teen Witch is about.
Or like 1 Million Blunts or some shit. That's Teen Witch, yeah.
Nah, I think it's Dead Boy.
Oh, for real?
I think it's Dead Boy. No bullshit.
I'm just a dead boy.
Oh, we got a gift for Polo Perks.
Right, what's this?
So
They claim it's the best queso.
we tried to get like Texas exclusive stuff, but I couldn't really like find anything to think of. But Erickson had a good idea to put them onto Torchy's tacos.
Yeah, nah, it was Dead Boy.
Oh, for real?
The song was Wi-Fi.
Oh, fuck.
Wi-Fi. And he rapped about like Wi-Fi shit.
Yeah, that's crazy as fuck.
Literally rapped about
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
dude, that album's fucking amazing. I love Bones so much, bro.
It's a mukbang.
You put it to the mic.
Yeah, nah, this song is crazy.
That shit is crazy as fuck. It's about to smell crazy in here. But hey, honestly, like, this is the best queso I ever had in my life.
That's what they claim.
Me and Baxter drove by the headquarters today. I'm gonna try this shit out.
Yeah, try shit out. This is the first ever taste test on a Artist Hour, by the way. Coming at you live, Polo Perks.
What the hell type? What's in here?
It's like peppers and shit.
Cheese, yeah, like maybe cilantro, avocado, some hot sauce.
Shit is hot as fuck.
Hot?
Hot as shit.
Like spicy or temperature wise.
Spicy.
Oh, for real? You don't like spicy food?
Nah, I do. That shit was spicy though.
Wasn't expecting it type shit.
Oh.
He said, calculate real quick.
That was actually caught me off guard. Damn. 5, like 6.
Out of 10?
He needs to have it hot and fresh.
Okay, we have taco. Yeah, we have tacos back there. We're gonna try the tacos off pod.
Spicy as fuck.
Really?
That was spicy. I ain't gonna lie. That was crazy because it was like I didn't see how much spice was on the top of the cheese. And I think that's all.
I didn't even see that shit either. That's
a little bit, man. That was crazy.
that's crazy. Okay.
Turn the hot ones real quick.
For real. Some Sean Evans.
Oh man.
That's crazy.
So brushing back into that, whole cloud of friends that you mentioned earlier, you just dropped an album with Fear Dorian, and I wanted to touch on how'd you end up linking with Dorian? 'Cause definitely not a link I saw coming.
Nah, me and Dorian been talking for a minute. Like I said, like he was like one of the kids that was like one of like my early supporters, and I'm a supportive person too as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's the GOAT. We've been locked in since he was like 13, 14. Mm-hmm. And so when the making of this project really came about, like I just bought my second little crib in Atlanta. And I was like, I tweeted like, I just moved in the middle of nowhere, like, and like, yeah, hit me, congratulate me and shit. And I was like, where you stay at? He's like, I'll stay over here. And I was like, dog, you stay 10 minutes away from me.
That's
I
why.
was like, what the fuck? I was like, bro, nah, we gotta lock in. Like, this is insane. Like, nah, because we've always said, like, oh, we gotta lock in. And we had just started working together. There was a lot of productions that Dorian was supposed to make it on More Than Life Than This Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
But I kept him off of that tape. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna drop these on this tape because the sound was just so way more different.
Yeah.
Like working with Dorian, it was like it wasn't anything I knew. It was like kind of like everything I missed.
It was like almost like a challenge.
And rock music. It was
Yeah.
like everything I missed. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got to see like alternative music and shit from a TV point of view. I didn't see anything after like 2010, 2011 type shit. It got mad poppy on TV, like mad pop. Like,
Yeah.
if it wasn't Pitbull or Flow Rider, they wasn't really trying to like bang it. It was just
Yeah,
like
mid 2010s became real poppy for sure.
really weird. And I didn't know about that whole 2010 to 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015 era of Midwest emo.
Yeah.
I
I
knew
missed that
about
part too, yeah.
Cap and Jazz and like the older stuff.
Yeah.
But I knew nothing about this age of Midwest emo, of kids who were like pretty like probably like my senior class age, like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That were like into bands. And it was like weird because it was like I'm probably living in a city like around that time where it would be popular, but it's none of that's going on. So it's like kind of weird.
Yep.
But like him putting me on to like a lot of that stuff and like filling in the gaps, because I knew about merchant ships. I knew about like there was some songs I done heard because it made it out that little barrier of that time realm.
Shout out merchant ships.
Yeah. And after dealing with Dorian, he just filled in all the blanks. And being with him, it was more than just like working and making a project. It was like learning.
So was one of the first songs that y'all made Ricky Eat Acid?
No.
No, because that was one of the first like collaborations from y'all that I heard.
No.
No, what was the first?
What was?
Boy band dropped before Ricky Eats Acid.
Well, I'm talking about what I heard.
Oh,
Like,
okay. I said the first one me and Dorian did, I did a Dorian collab beat like years ago, but that was like a collab beat. Then he had sent me a sample of Brave Little Abacus sample song, and this was like in 2022, and it was really hard. We gonna drop it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
actually still gonna come. Shout out to Adam, Brave Little Abacus. He's one of the goats and like a really big homie. He shows hella love.
Yeah.
And after that, it was like kind of like on and off.
Mm.
Then when we locked in like at my crib and shit like that, it kind of was like a loop of, all right, let's go. Like, you know what I mean? Like once we locked in, it was just like boy band, this one, that one, this one, like just a shit ton of songs. Like it's like so many songs me and him made, because the tape is me, him, and Lee.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of songs that him and Lee made was like done with just him and Lee. It wasn't like we were all in the same room or anything like that.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Everything that I did was all done at my crib in my room. And it was like the waviest situation, like, you know what I mean? Because it's like I just moved into this big ass crib in Atlanta, 3-bedroom crib. My actual bedroom's on the other end of the house. So like my shorty and nothing, she really can't complain about the music being loud and shit like that. Like I really get to be in the crib working.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
getting
saying?
to
Like,
it, hell yeah.
Like this is like a way better feel than like having to wait for studio time, shoes around and shit like that. You know, I
Yeah.
could just click, boom, like, and then now I'm with somebody who I'm able to. All right, what time you get out of school? All right, bet. Just let me know when you're done with all your shit. You could pop out. Then you're like, you know what I'm saying? He's
Hell
just
yeah.
10 minutes away. And it's like,
Right,
I
right.
could either scoop bro or like nigga, just call him an Uber, boom, boom, boom. And like, shout out to Dorian's mom, because she's the one that like literally had the last say so.
Yeah.
And like, whether he was coming outside,
Mm-hmm.
whether he was like doing anything, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
shout out to Latasha. She's an amazing woman. Shout out to
We love
Dorian's mom.
supportive
Shout out.
moms.
No, for real.
Shout out to her. And she was the one that pretty much like had him working.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, she seen like, oh, this is keeping you active, like y'all actually like working, and she's seeing that like I'm actually a really good person of being an older peer. Like I really take pride in the examples of being an older peer. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't play. Like I got little sisters, I got little brothers. I beat the shit out of somebody
for sure,
wrong way. But like more so the simple fact with like other people, and you know what I'm saying, showing people that it's like it's not. This business ain't really weird. There's some niggas in this shit that make it weird. Make it weird. Like, but you feel me? Like, nah, that's not it. Mm-hmm. You won't never see nobody under the age of 21 hitting a motherfucking blunt around me. I take pride in that. Yeah. You won't never see nobody under the age of whatever the fuck holding no cups around me. Yeah. Doing none of that weird shit. Niggas ain't sagging their pants around me, my nigga. The fuck do you think you do that around your moms? Tighten up, nigga, before I have to call your mom, nigga. The fuck are you talking about?
Literally.
Like, and that's not the situation like with Dorian or anything like that, but that's the situation that it would be if it was like someone younger trying to sit here and look at, oh, I'm around Polo. I get to act like, no, you don't, nigga. Yeah. No, the fuck you don't. Like, hell no.
Dude, that people need to take more like.
They don't get, I kid you not. Niggas see me like I said, I'm somebody that fuck up the whole ecosystem. Mm-hmm. Cause you need them weird ass niggas to get these little niggas to sign fucked up deals. Yeah. Be in fucked up situation, doing bum ass shows.
Taking advantage.
For little ass pennies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where you know the business way better, so you're really taking in the coin. Like you're really, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's far too common, bro.
It's the language in this shit. It's literally the language in this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I take pride in just like being an older parent and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't like, I'm not here for all that other weird shit. Like we come, like if I find interest in you as a younger artist, it's because of your work ethic. Yeah. Exactly. Now if you come around and see a lifestyle, or you envisioned a lifestyle around niggas, like we was just talking earlier, I don't drink in public. Like I told you, this is my favorite drink. Lemonade is my favorite drink. It's the color of liquor. So when I'm out in public, it's the only thing I drink. When people think they're talking to drunk Polo person, they're never talking to drunk. I know I don't drink in public, and I rarely smoke in public. Yeah, I'm smoking in public if it's another 4 or 5 people around me. Like, I'm not even rolling out no blunts, no nothing. You're not making no social connection off of vibing with me in the sit down, like where I'm off my pivot. Like that's just not me. So it's like I never even portray an image to where, like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm getting geeked or we getting thrown.
Yeah, I've never seen that from you ever. Yeah.
Nah. Even if it was ever a thing where it's like a music video shoot and something like that, and like if I ever was to like if I had like a cup or something near me or some shit like that,
time and place for everything,
you would never know, like, I'm just not that person. I'm just like way more tightened up, like.
Yeah, and that needs to be more common, especially back in the day. Like I had a homie who got signed, who moved to LA, who was fucking with the wrong crowd, and people just giving him drugs and shit like that.
That's a bunch of yes men.
Yeah, that's the language.
Like it destroys people, and like it just fucking sucks. Yeah, and like people need to be more like you in this shit, because like this whole drug and like this whole, like back in like the 2018, 2017, like, oh, I'm gonna pop pills and all that shit.
Don't get me wrong, I get faded. I smoke hella gas. Yeah. I don't drink for real though. That shit ain't for me. I drink and don't trust nobody. Like that shit not for me. I'm not a drinker, but like I smoke hella gas. Like, you know what I'm saying? I smoke hella gas. Like, yeah. If I'm with the homies and like occasionally like niggas somebody pour up or some shit like that, yeah, I'll sip. But I'm not like, I'm telling you, like,
not trying to sell opens for some juice.
Nah, I'm not. We're not selling repulses for juice. We're not state hopping lines, staying on couches for juice and all types of shit.
That shit's crazy.
Nah, I don't need $2. You know, $2. Nah,
yeah. Straight. That's good, bro. Yeah, 'cause people need to take notes, because that shit's like far too common. It's less common now, at least in the area that I see, but back then it was rough. It was very rough.
Now it's still very prevalent.
I don't associate with that shit.
4 or 5 years from now, there's gonna be a whole another group of people that's gonna be like that. You know, it's the language in this shit.
It's the
Mm-hmm.
it's the way that it goes. Honestly.
Yeah, literally.
Like it's like that in every culture, like the skate culture.
History will repeat itself as long as it's forgotten. Anybody like that will never be fucking remembered. So yeah, we'll always
Literally.
have another one of them type of niggas every few couple years.
It's a stereotype. It's literally an underground stereotype. At this.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure,
Like, that's not the legacy you want to leave.
for sure.
Hell no. So you've been making music since like as far as I can see 2016, if not earlier. And you've been doing it probably like almost 10 years now. So where do you want to see this go? What's not end goal, because I don't like I feel like you the type to keep going until like you don't want to anymore or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, so what do you see like yourself going like the next like 2 to 5 years, like music wise?
It's been like, you know, like I could say like I'm getting like the full experience of being a artist. Not even underground anymore. I'm getting the full experience of being an artist. Like, you know what I mean? The last 2 years that just passed, like, was really me like getting to see the most worst parts of it. And like now that I got to see that, like I'm living it up.
Yeah.
Like doing good. Like, you know what I'm saying? I went independent. I ended up like, you know, going ahead, doing my own thing, and like really just taking time for myself, collecting myself on what I wanted to do. Through that whole little time period, it was really just like me like getting everything situated on like where I'm going next. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like more so the simple fact, like I don't know, like it was like really weird because like it's like I had never really seen myself signing a deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when I officially finally signed one and it wasn't like what I expected, I was like automatically, nah, I ain't entertaining.
Yeah.
And it was like leaving a situation to where you're not happy to go into somewhere else to where you're like, this is what I want to do. This is the plan I have. Da 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 da. And it's like, all right, bet.
So
You're kind of more so like, so you behind me? Like, y'all behind me with this?
Yeah.
Word? Like, I bet. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the past year has been, that's what it's been. It's been me actually being able to put forward the shit that I solely want to do. And shout out to Equity Distribution, and shout out to Rock Nation. Like, they really like that ass like holding it down. Like, I don't even like really like know how to explain it. Like, it's been like a long period of time of trying to get somebody to understand what the fuck I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Without them trying to make it
Their own shit.
digital. No,
Yeah.
like, you know, it's so digital. Today's time.
like a gimmick.
Like what the shit I'm pushing, the sound I'm pushing, it was the visuals and everything. They're marketed and made and produced and directed a certain type of way. You can't take today's time and like try to do that. So like a lot of everything that we was doing was like guerrilla marketing, like footwork.
Yeah.
And like every label is against that. Every fucking label is against that.
I could see that.
And then finding somebody who was like, oh, y'all one of them? Back. Set them up. Like,
Yeah.
It was like, oh, lit. Like, so yeah, that's what it's just been like. So right now I'm about to get ready to drop a project, my first independent solo project, and it's going to be released under my own label. So
Hell yeah,
like
that's
I'm
what's
actually
up.
proud, like, you know what I'm saying? I also got the opportunity to get my own label through Rock Nation, so it's just like different. Like,
So for those who
Hell yeah, bro. That's
so
fire.
for those who don't know, what is 3500?
3500, that's my label, that's my business, my stamp. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole camp, but it's not a collective. See, like, it's more so like we got people that's multi-talented in so many different ways, and like, how could I say, like, you know what I mean? I over the past year or so, I've been doing a lot more directing and stuff like that as well as being involved in music. I don't lose touch with music at all. That shit don't never make me lose touch with music. But it's like more so the simple fact where it's like 3500, we using this to be the new blueprint of what artists today will look at and be like, I want to be a part of that. Like, you know what
Hell
I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, for me, it was like really like Rockefeller or or Violator Management, like Chris Lighty and them niggas, like they had everybody, like Busta, like everybody. They had all the lit niggas. So it's like those were the groups. Those were the names that stuck out to me growing up. Like, you know what I'm saying, Rough Riders and shit like that. Those names that stuck out to me growing up. And like for 3,500, me being like an actual artist who's actually been through the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Through the ringer. There's
certain things that niggas dead ain't really have to go through, bro. Like, and I'm not saying we making it easy for anybody, but if you got the ethic, like, you know what I'm saying, if you got it, bro, like, you know what I mean, like, not everybody got what it takes to actually like put up with this shit.
You gotta sacrifice a lot of shit too in this music industry shit.
Prime example, Dorian. He was not a rapper. He was not even a producer at one point. He was
just an Instagram
full on. Yeah, kid
yeah,
on
that's
Instagram.
I just knew him from Instagram. That's it.
Instagram.
Yeah.
But in the process of 1 year, this kid was already a producer, like an amazing producer, like, you know what I'm saying. But getting to sit down and like seeing like how it is, like really going forward and being a rapper within 1 year, like literally, like dog, like that. Dorian's a prime example of what 3,500 is.
And especially for him too, like he was like adjacent to all these other artists that were blown up, like we talked about in the hyperpop scene and stuff like that. So it was only a matter of time, and the fact that he like has accomplished so much in just a year is insane.
And isn't it crazy he didn't have to go through dick riding nobody?
Hell no.
He didn't have to sit there and coattail nobody.
Nope.
Yeah,
like
no one's little bro or nothing.
Yeah, like
no
literally, you never see me call Dorian little bro. Like no, on my soul, like nigga, like what, like real nigga shit. Like that's how it should be in this industry.
Yeah.
Where it's like a thing where it's like I'm not looking at you. You're an artist.
Yeah.
You're not like you're in this shit for the same reason I'm in this shit.
Yeah.
You just a little bit younger. I should judge you because you're younger. Like nah, like you know what I'm saying. Like I said, I picked up a lot from bro. So it's like, for me looking at like, damn, it's a lot of niggas my age that don't know shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I could sit here and judge you for not knowing all the music I know, but shit, I would have never knew the music you knew.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like you can't really be like that today's time, bro. But yeah, the prime example with 35 is like really just like just being the new face of what a independent situation should look like for anybody, you know what I'm saying? Being able to set up and start something. And I'm not even talking about a label. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, set up and start. Like, put yourself, stamp yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Cement.
It's a lot of places you can't go and stamp yourself without having to be in the shadow of somebody.
Yeah, literally. And
that's a weird situation.
For real. Yeah. I know
and that
exactly.
causes a lot of ego shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of that over here, bro.
That shit's far.
We're so happy. Like, we so living. My man, what, bro? Like, what, nigga? Like, let me tell you something. My boy is a boss. Like, you know what I'm saying? He not even on boss stature yet, but I could tell you 10 things that kid has done at his age that I know niggas my age or even past my age has never done for themselves or their family or anyone around themselves. And he did that shit at 17 before he graduated, my nigga.
That's crazy, bro.
Just having the willpower to want to do this shit.
It's the drive. And like the motivation to do so. And like and that whole ego shit in the music industry, like it like I said earlier, it's far too common. Like people just be like, it's real cutthroat.
That's what sold.
Yeah.
Cause when you go in a room, it's like top ego on stage, and everyone else is like mimicking top ego.
Yeah.
So it's like you got a room full of ego, and then you're trying to go in here and like, bro, you don't know what brings you to your first event, your first pop up, your first hangout, block party, whatever the fuck, where you know like you can socially get up with people. Nobody knows what brings people to an event when they're at an event. So that should be the number one thing you're mindful of, like making someone comfortable to be here. Whatever was the reason they came here, they comfortable here.
Make sure they leave like enjoying it and like experiencing that shit. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy as fuck. This is a crazy side tangent real quick. When we're outside and you like pointed out like the shirt and shit.
The other shirt.
Like I picture you like obviously you have like your own style and stuff like that. Like so like what does that stem off of? Like because like you pointed out like the print on this shirt. And I wonder like what that stems from and like what got you into like fashion and style and stuff like that.
Obviously, rap started getting me into fashion and style, but I think I started getting a little bit. It was like around that time when niggas would wear like suit blazers over hoodies and shit. Like remember like Kanye had that little wave, Travis McCoy from Gym Class Heroes and shit. Like it was like damn, they kind of spicing it up over there. Like you feel me? Like they made the shit look good. Kanye got college pop. Pharrell making lime green and pink look like the heart look better than Gucci. Like nigga, like it's just so much going on. Like you know what I mean? And then we got Nigo. There's so many other like bro, like it's just like it was a mashup of things I was just seeing happen at once, and like little like hint pieces like how much like people today probably realize it, but Bait was in every music video back in the day.
For sure,
Bait was in
Hell
every fucking music video back
for
in
like
the day.
12 years straight.
Yo, every fucking music video, and it was like a thing where like you couldn't avoid Bait, you couldn't avoid Stussy. You couldn't avoid Supreme.
Or BBC.
You couldn't avoid BBC. And, like, that was, like a lot of where my styles first came out first. Now, don't get me wrong. As much as I loved that style, it wasn't accessible to me.
Yeah.
Like, when I first started coming across, like, understanding what shit was, I was living in Connecticut. So, it's just Zoomies. So, like, my early style was, like, audios, DVS's, Levi 501s, 510s, 514s. I had a mohawk, lip ring.
For real?
Yeah, sort of.
Do you have a picture of that?
00 gauges. Like, I was not like,
That's
you know
crazy.
what I'm saying? Like, and it was so funny because I was like still robbing shit and kicking doors and doing dumb shit, like looking like that. Not really realizing what the fuck I was doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just kind of dumb. And when I moved back to New York.
That's funny as fuck.
When I moved back to New York, it was like so hilarious because like I'm back in the hood with all the homies that I grew up with, you know, my sandbox niggas, and like they like Truey, Gucci belt, Prada shoes, Maury shoes, 13, 14, and like this is the shit that like I'm seeing on TV. So it's kind of thing like. Wait, it is accessible to get that shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, wait, how are y'all niggas getting Gucci belts and Louis belts at fucking 14?
Yeah, that was unfathomable to me, honestly.
Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is y'all niggas doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, really understanding, like, all right, how to hustle and shit. And, like, boom, you really never got to walk into Gucci and shit like that until you worked a job.
Yeah.
A lot of the shit that we was getting was, like, secondhand. Yep. At the time, like, thrifting and shit was not what it is today. So you could go in a thrift shop and get full Burberry trench, Prada loafers and everything like that in great condition, just 20 minutes in Manhattan, and come back to the hood and be the flyest nigga. And since it's, like, not the same thing that is popular in today's trend, no one's accessible to get it unless you just take that 20-minute train ride. And, like, eventually times change, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, like, that's really where it, like, started really coming from, like, being able to, like, go to Soho. And it wasn't really Soho at first. It was really, like, Fordham Road, 125th, Jerome Avenue, 170, Grand Concourse, like, all the places I had in the hood, Gun Hill Road, Bay Plaza. Bay Plaza was, like, really where I went shopping all the time was Bay Plaza and Carb City in the Bronx. I was staying in, I was living in Carb City in Section 2. And, like, that was our little spot we had was Bay Plaza. Like, Bay Plaza super duper known. Like, you know, like even for years, like, no bullshit, just for, like, being somewhere you could hop out and go shopping at.
Mm-hmm. Damn, that's crazy. And, like you said, like, no one was really thrifting like that back in the day. I remember in high school, I came in wearing like a old ass like sweater. And everyone was like, bro, why are you dressing like a grandpa? And I'm like, what you mean? This is cool as fuck.
Yeah,
I got it for $3. Like, what are you talking about?
Nobody knew about it.
It's like the style changes like every year, and it's crazy as fuck. Now, like, thrifting is like the most common thing ever. You can't even go to a fucking Goodwill or something.
At our time period, it was like literally from like Vlado's, Adidas, and Jerkin or Getting Light, and then into thrifting. Yeah. Or you was Vlado's, Jerkin, Getting Light, and then into like really like True Religions and like Yaga and shit like that. So, like, it was, like, weird when that change happened because it was, like, you went from being, like, this colorful, dancing, jerking kid. Yeah. And now you running around town with, like, fedora hats and fucking, like, weird fades and shit, like, trying to be so fucking different. Like, wearing Kenneth Cole shoes and shit. Like, I don't know. Shit. Like, the early stages of thrifting was so lost. Like, so lost. Like, us as a generation ain't get it together till probably, like, 2014. That's when it made sense.
Agreed, yep.
We were just, our version of thrifting and, like, getting clothes in early and our time was like mixed matching with our parents' closet for real. Like, and that was like what we had at first. We didn't really go outside.
Mm-hmm.
We had parents that already had like vintage Nike,
Shit like that, yeah.
vintage Polo,
My grandpa
vintage
shit,
that,
hell yeah.
vintage Tommy, what like hella vintage and all that kind of shit, yeah. Old Guess, Bill Blash jeans, mad shit. So it's like we had that to start off with. So that's why it looked so confusing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're taking stuff that's like not even like specifically meant for us. Like our parents bought those clothes like in that day and age and that time because of what it was meant for. Like I said, we're coming from like colorful jeans and shit.
Yeah.
When we finally got to the age where it was just like, oh, it's really just Levi jeans and white t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just Levi jeans and white t-shirt. Or it's really just like old vintage Polo and khaki pants. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like we was just doing so much in the beginning of thrifting, like fucking scarves and shit. Like we were just doing too much. Like, and I'm glad we dumbed it down.
Yeah, for real.
Dumbed it down.
That's funny as fuck. Yeah, I wanted to bring that up because like you I could tell you were passionate about like clothes and like stitching and shit like that, which is cool as fuck. And no one on here has even talked about that before, so it's cool as shit.
It's important.
Hell yeah. What was I gonna say? Okay, so yeah, we talked about your 2 to 5 years, like what you plan on doing with your record label and all that stuff like that. Is there anything coming up that you want to share with anybody else?
3,500th album. 3,500th album.
Hell yeah.
3,500th album. 3,500th album.
Do you have a date?
Soon.
Yes. Oh shit. Is there any shout outs?
People like usually I guess that's the time when somebody would say like this project's crazy and da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really gonna go through that whole little spiel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
You'll see.
I feel like over the past year it's really been like a question mark over like what I'm putting out. Like, you know what I mean? I went from being such a consistent artist to being somebody that played the cut and then like came out with like single. I started putting structure behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And more so the simple fact, I even feel like letting people know like what's on your project or who's working on your project and stuff like that. That's like fake trying to set your project up to do good. Like,
y'all get ready for this.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
You're like screaming for like clout, like or like not really screaming for clout. Yeah, you're promoting your project, but it's more so the fact where it's like you're like gloating.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I totally get what you mean.
Get it till the album drops. Like I don't know.
Just you wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's a good mindset to have. Like once it's ready, you're gonna drop that shit, and people who are gonna see it are gonna see it.
Oh yeah.
And that's cool as fuck.
Or anything like that. I'm not on like no type of like label hold or anything. Like you know, I can drop every single day of the fucking year if I wanted to.
That's badass. Hell yeah. A lot of people can't say that no more this day and age.
Yeah, like it's more so the simple fact where it's like I just needed to put structure behind it.
Yeah.
I need my audience to start like standing out from other audiences. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like it's like kind of different, like not just with like Glaive, like you know what I'm saying? Like even like going to like a Coco and Claire show or like just different shows you can tell it's just
they're gonna be in Austin this Friday.
Way different type of community of people that's coming to listen to that music. And like they wasn't always like that.
Yeah.
The music being in the room for that specific person is what channels it to that.
Yeah.
Like
for sure.
One thing I could say, like there's people, and I literally seen this happen, like where it's a thing where like a lot of my fans don't know each other, like, because I'm not directed to one specific
demographic,
you know
or whatever.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of my fans don't know each other, or they do know each other, but never would have spoke if they didn't go to a Polo show. Like, known each other, went to school with each other, and then it's like, wait, you listen to him too? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know full-on kids that, like, started businesses with each other off of listening to Polo Perks.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Honestly, that shit hard. That's cool.
That's really like dead ass crazy, and I'm not even like lying about that. Like that's real life shit. Like it was like almost fake to know that. Like I pushed you to what? Huh?
Yeah, like, like, yeah, that's trippy for sure.
But it's like, you know, not everybody's career has a story. Everything I did was for a purpose. That creates a story.
Shit.
And when you out here doing things with a purpose, like people can't ignore that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They can't, like, I could make all the fucking Polo Perks music in the world, but it's the experience of being a fan, supporter, friend, family, or whatever to Polo Perks that you really get more than the music. It's not like I done met artists like that be like, yo, bro, stream more than me, everything, but like done been like, yo, bro, like honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I wish I had your fans.
Yeah.
Like, there's some people that hate their fans. Like,
Yeah.
they can't believe they fucking created a big room of Remember Steve Lacy was going on that fucking run? Oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
but it's
He
like,
crashed out real quick.
But it's like, dude, like shit like that, like you can't like.
And also like the music doesn't really matter if there's not like a soul behind it. You know what I mean? Like you have like a purpose behind it. Some people just make music just to fucking make it. But you make it with a purpose. You have a whole idea board like in your head, like
literally
planning
it's
this
not
shit.
Like I wake up today and it's like, yeah, it used to be a thing where I make 10 songs a day. 10 songs a day.
That's fucking
And it was
nuts,
like more
by
so
the
a
way.
competition. Like how productive I can be better than the next person.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, like you being productive is just one part. You actually have to get better.
Yeah.
You done made
Progress
10
and
songs,
shit.
but it's damn near saying all the same thing. You done made 10 songs, but it's like, you basically done know when I'm about to say my quotables. You know what I'm saying? Like every
Yeah.
rapper has a quotable.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know when they're about to say it. Like
Mm-hmm.
a certain gun bar where you know they're about to say it. Like I remember like early stages of RX Poppy, the hardest thing we used to wait for was like him to say 556. Like, you know, bro, that was like, man, we didn't care about nothing else. We ain't gonna say 556. Like, that's serious. Like, when every time he said 556, that was like what we listened to RX Poppy for. Was like, pause, RX Pap for was 556. 556, 556. Just to hear a nigga go crazy about the 556, like no bullshit.
Shout out Poppy, bro. he's hard
That
as
literally
fuck.
was what we started bumping, papping them niggas for. Was just because of how they used to talk about certain shit, and they only from a couple hours away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
He's so aggressive with it too. It's
hell
crazy,
yeah,
bro.
that, bro. I'm telling you, like that was like, thank finally letting a different type of rappers in.
Hell yeah, bro. That shit fucked the whole game up for real.
Fuck, like, dude.
It's a whole new
I
generation,
don't even,
bro.
like, listen to Pap that much, but it was just refreshing, like to get
Something new.
something new and like something that actually was like, oh, this nigga's gonna be like this on the mic and off the mic. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
It was refreshing to get that. Even like when we finally got Detroit into SoundCloud, it was like, bro,
Babytron, all that
yes,
shit.
like,
yeah.
it was like, yo, bro, like, I don't know. I mean, those moments for me at least was like crazy.
Refreshing as fuck, bro.
For real niggas, oh, bro, that's basically showing like, yo, bro, like we kind of taking over the building.
Yeah.
And then you don't gotta be like, you know, either choosing plug now or like hyperpop. You could be really real nigga just rapping, like, you know, somebody like it was like that, like the Detroit wave, everything that really happened in COVID for real, like even like with the hyperpop kids, cause like they weren't, Gex was hyperpop.
Yeah.
Those were like hyperpop.
Yeah,
Brady and all them. Yeah.
Kid,
Mark,
like Nova Gang and everybody else, like that was like a bunch of real nigga kids that like had just like found out how to make the same music that they was in.
Bro, they were blending plug and B,
Like, you get
fucking
what I'm
rap,
saying? Like,
fucking like
and,
Detroit
like,
beat. Like it was just like a whole blend.
Them
That's why it
niggas
was so refreshing.
they used to like take songs, have it at a certain tempo speed, and then like slow it down, and it sounds like a whole different song at the end of the song. And like that was when I started seeing that shit happen often. Like, I don't know, like those moments like definitely stuck out for me in music. Like those would definitely be moments I tell my kids coming up in music, like, cause most likely we're gonna get somebody that's gonna come replicate the Nova Gang. We're gonna get somebody that's gonna come replicate like years from now, and like the kids are gonna think that's like the most like freshest thing. It's like, nah, let me tell you about this person. Really,
Let me talk about Bloodhounds real quick. Yeah, shit like that. Yeah.
Like, nah,
That's crazy, and you've been a part of pretty much every era of like the underground music coming up, and
I've been in every wave.
That's
and
insane.
Still stayed afloat.
Yeah, it's hard to come by too. Like you,
the only nigga that been in every wave and still stayed afloat, I swear to God, besides me, gangsters like Cray and Lucky. You can't
Dude,
knock them.
he shows love too.
Cray and Lucky is the only
Hell
niggas
yeah.
like, and I think like that's why their career stuck out so much to me, because it's like we watch music done changed all around them niggas, but they stood the same.
Yeah.
Stood the same.
It
Stood like
actually paid off. It took a minute, but eventually.
not even paid off, bro. Look, like when you really think about it, all them songs that niggas would have been looking at like, oh, nobody's streaming that, bro. Those all the hits to everybody now.
Yeah.
Because niggas got to grow with them shits for years and shit like that.
Exactly.
Them shits bringing hella revenue right now, bro. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like Freewave 3 and like Freewave 2, Freewave 1, like all them shits bringing hella revenue, bro. Don't sleep on them tapes. Like them
Hell
shits.
yeah.
Them tapes. What?
Timeless, low key. Honestly, when you think about it, like I could listen to that shit like 10 years from now. It'd still be hard.
Dog, I'm trying to tell you, bro, like them type of artists is like, yeah.
It's wild, and like and especially Cray and like Goth Money and shit like that. It took not even. It didn't take so long to catch on because people caught on like instantly.
As soon as you listen to the music, you caught on.
Yeah, and they're still like, and I know Cray, like he doesn't even like care to be like super famous or anything. He just drops like shit. Just
I don't know what it is. I'm
love,
completely always satisfied though.
Yeah,
like,
me
as
too.
a fan of Black Cray,
Yeah.
Man, look,
For real.
I'm not ever somebody be like, man, I just wish he did this or nah.
Never.
He fucking Brody snaps every time.
Literally, bro. And like
I don't got when it comes to artists like that, like it's like same thing with Chief Keef. Imagine if Chief Keef did something, we'd be fucking pissed.
yeah.
We'd be fucking pissed if Chief Keef did something.
I mean, that's
different.
another example of staying consistent.
He's only 27.
Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? It's like, bro, like, yeah, nah, I feel like in this world you do get pressured a lot coming up as an artist, especially where you are having relevancy through different waves of shit. It's so hard to like stay to be yourself, and people in different eras and shit would probably make you change shit like that. But like, nah, like, shout out to all of the artists that stood being they self.
Hell yeah.
No bullshit.
There's a lot that didn't. I mean, the people that still stay true to themselves the whole entire time. I mean, they're still around. So that just gives it.
Shit.
People should take notice of that. I mean, you don't have to change if you don't. If you got it like that, you don't gotta switch anything around. Like, it'll come. You know what I mean? And that's what I appreciate about you too, because I could tell the sky's the limit with you. And yeah, you have a bright future, like musically and like directing people, like putting people on, and like especially with your label going on and stuff like that. Like, I could tell like you just genuinely love this shit.
Yeah, no, I'm in this for the actual passion of it. I'm good at it. I make money at it. I done changed my whole life with it, but I'm really in this for the passion. And everybody around me is really in it for the passion too. There's people that's here for the money that I got on my team, because I need niggas that ain't gonna hear nothing else but where the fuck is my money? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what every business need. But he don't never cross paths and get in the way of anything else, because he knows that's the task he delegated on. And like, that's what a team is. It's like it shouldn't be nobody else pressing where Polo money is at except for him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like there's be nobody else pressing why Polo ain't on time except for who needs to press for why Polo ain't on time. And like, it shouldn't be a thing where it's like you got people cross delegating and like doing all types of like other stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's a group agenda. It's a group objective. You know, obviously that's to make sure Polo's always on his A game, shit like that.
It's good you have a team that keeps everything in order, and like that, like you have like sole like control of it. I feel like, and like that's also hard to come by. Like, you have the say so. I've
learned to be better with my emotions and shit like that in this business, but that's only because I started working with people that actually is here for Polo. Like, genuinely gives a fuck about me. They not here to put on their mixtape or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's what the artist is for. That's why, you feel me, we find the artists and stuff like that. They here to like, yo, I took the task on making sure this is good, this is good, this is good. I took the task on making sure all the merch is straight. I took the task on making sure, all right, boom, Polo's travel is covered, this is covered, whatever. Like, yeah. So it's like, that's what matters. When you got somebody that's like, oh, I gotta worry about Polo's travel, but at the same time, like, I want to also get my mixtape in, and it's just like it's too much. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you gotta make sure. And like, that don't mean that anybody on the team can't do nothing. Yeah. Because I don't even like people feeling like they work for me. I don't.
With you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to work with you. Yeah, not
I
for
don't,
you.
I don't really like making it seem people work for me.
Hell
I don't even care if you actually literally are working for me, like in the like lowest way. If you have to like literally just fetch my food, like nigga, you don't where I'm gonna tell you grab something for yourself too, nigga. Like
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
that's a perfect way to put it, bro. Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah, no bullshit. It's never gonna be a thing. Like I don't like that.
Hell yeah, bro. Well, shit, man. We've been coming up on 2 hours now. Is there any time flies by when you're having fun? Yeah, right. Is there any shout outs you want to give? Anything you want to plug last minute before we send this off, right?
New York City, man. Shout out to everybody in New York City that's doing this right now. Shout out to all the artists all over for real. But shout out to everybody in the city, man. Like I feel like I don't know. I feel like the city is just like, man. Like I don't know when it comes down to like where it all comes back to, and I'm not even saying showing love to the city because that's where it all comes back to for real. Mm-hmm. But it's really more so the simple fact of like what's bubbling. It's always the city. It's always the city. So shout out to the city because I know it's some group of kids somewhere in South Brooklyn, Lower Manhattan, Uptown, the Bronx, somewhere that's making some new shit right now. Mm-hmm. And you feel me? I already know it's gonna cross my table, and to be real with you, man, I'm supporting it. So shout out to the city. That's shout out to any of the sounds coming from the city for real. Shout out to everybody from Florida, all the Southern Floridas like Miami, Broward, Tampa, everybody from out there and shit like that. Everybody from Milwaukee. Shout out to the whole Milwaukee. Literally.
Shout out to whole Milwaukee.
Man, the whole Milwaukee. Shout out to
that's what's up.
Shout out to Miles, AD, man. Shout out JP, man. I'm a huge Chicken P fan. Shout out to Certified. I'm a huge Big Stuff fan. Shit, Mario P. Everybody in the middle going crazy. Like, you know, they fighting a war right now, trying to stamp it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody in the city working at it. So shout out to Milwaukee. Shout out to Cali. Stronger. I still be tapped in Cali super duper heavy. Like Cali music is like another scene that I also be up on really early as well. Yeah,
I mean that's ever growing there too. Yeah. Like there's always a new artist coming in.
Shout out them boys in the hills, man. Shout out my homies Keyshore, Miles Bryan, shit. Like Steve Shot It. It's like a whole little group of kids out there working right now. Like you know what I'm saying? Like really got something different going on. It's like a shit ton of kids. Shit, Kim, my little homie Kim out there. He's going crazy. Knockout Smith.
Shout out Knockout.
Shout out Knockout. Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of Knockout. He probably don't even know. Like I bump his off and I was bump him. I bump Knockout heavy.
That's fire as fuck.
And my brother Mid Man. Shout out my nigga Mid Man. No bullshit. Mid Man, that's like he gonna be coming out the gate soon swinging. That's the Reaper from the West. No bullshit.
Hope y'all are listening to all the people he named because y'all have to listen.
I didn't really name names, but really cities. But you feel me, like.
Well, even before that, you were like,
always, you always like, I'm always there. Like you gonna see a little, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Well, shit, man. This has been another episode of the Artist Hour. We have Polo Perks in here. We're gonna send this off right. He's about to eat a torchy taco.
Shit goes, man.
What do you do right now? Hell yeah. It's all cold now.
No, it's not even cold. Let's see what this is hitting for. What is the sauce?
It's a poblano ranch.
Not that spicy. It wasn't that Diablo shit earlier.
Sounds hot. Poblano.
We'll see.
Hey,
next time he's around, we'll get more texty shit there. It's good. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's literally just a chicken wrap. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is another episode of the Artist Hour. It's Polo Perks. We're setting this off right. We'll see y'all
ain't no shit, that's the reason I can't hang with them. You know I can never be no lame nigga. The same ones I left with, I came with. I'm in line 6, probably skirting off. Tell that dumb thought bitch coming, yeah. Tell that dumb thought bitch coming, yeah. Nigga walking, gotta stick with him, yeah. Heard that nigga be with 12, I ain't doing shit with him. Yeah, I be with my G, and he got the switch with him.
You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Corrupt Radio presents.
Corrupt Video.